Over the years, a lot has been said, but what happens when the people who were actually there start telling their own stories?
For about a decade. He just had this unconditional love. He was so pure.
A lot of the general public just didn't treat him well. You know, just treated everybody with such dignity and respect and just loved everything and everybody.
Well, he was the big brother I never had, quite honestly. He was everything to me as a kid. He taught me so many things. He's taught me about loving animals, vegetarianism, animal rights, environmental issues, caring about your fans.
Metaphorically, he was almost like a father that I never had. Basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do, but he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never let me go.
So I went with my whole family, and next thing you know, we were friends. We were like, seriously, he was like my best friend growing up for like a good fat stretch of my life. Yeah, like it was legitimate friendship.
Yeah. I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Who you said, by the way, did not
He describes being pushed to change the story.
abuse
Who
you.
Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names.
And of course, after he died, a few of those people came forward and said, you know, it never happened. We didn't do anything. We was pressured by parents, by this or that, and we needed money real bad, and they figured that was a way to get at them. But it's a little late, you know what I mean? Thanks a lot, you know what I mean? You put him through hell, and, you know, he's always been nothing but a great friend, not just to me, to my whole family.
We grew up with him literally since he was 3 and I was 5.
He really just was so humble, and then never really played off on the fact that he was, you know, this Michael Jackson. You know, he was just Michael. He was just our friend.
Robin, in all of these pages, hundreds of pages, many, many hours of investigation, going to the Philippines, going to Chicago, going all over the country. There's not one scrap of evidence that Michael Jackson ever harmed a child, did anything wrong, committed any crime. It's almost a vindication when you look at this. The FBI looked at all of these matters and said, there's nothing here. And I think that's the most startling thing which I've seen.
False and will be battled in a court of law within our justice system. He is innocent and will be vindicated.
In the end, everyone will interpret these stories differently, but hearing directly from those who were there adds a layer that's hard to ignore.